Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name's Kaylin. Today I have my July wrap up for you. That sounds really crazy to say. Can't believe we're already into August. Unfortunately, I sat down to film this video and realized I don't have my spreadsheet completely filled out because I've finished like 4 of these books in the last 2 or 3 days. So apologies there. I will pop up some of the graphics quick because I personally love stats. I'm a stats girl. This month I read, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 books. It was pretty good. 12 books, with one of them being a book that I didn't own, 11 of them being books I do own. So pretty good getting through my collection this month, I will say. Sorry if you can hear my dryer in the back or my dog chewing on a bone. Need something to keep her distracted. And you know what? We're multitasking girlies. So, yeah, since I don't have the stats, why don't we just jump right into it? All right, so the first book that I didn't read this one first this month, but just to get it out of the way, the only book that I do not own is Cold Clay by Juno Black. I gave this, I think, 5 stars. I do need to consult. Yes, I gave this 5 stars. This is the second book in the Shady Hollow series, I believe. This is basically Zootopia murder mysteries. All of the characters live in Shady Hollow. That's the name of the town. It's like this wooded area. And we have our main character who is a fox. She's a reporter. She is very sneaky and digs into things, hence being a fox. Okay, take 3. In this one, we are following our main character as somewhere in the town they have found I don't think it was even a dead body anymore because it's been so long, like skeletal remains, I guess, of someone. We don't know who right off the bat. And our main character and her beau, who is the deputy of the town, who is a bear, I think, the two of them are gonna figure out what happened. It was really cute. I love this series. I already bought the 3rd one without having owned the 2nd one, but besides the point, I just think they're so cute. The covers are so cute, obviously, and yeah, I just think they're really wholesome, cozy mysteries. On to the books that I do own. The next one is also a 5-star. I got pretty good. I had a pretty good reading month. This is The Firefly Summer by Morgan Matson. This is so freaking adorable. This one, we are following our main character, Rihanna. Her mother has passed away. She lives with her dad, and I think it gets a letter from her mom's side of the family and is like, hey, why don't you come spend the summer with us at the summer camp that we live at / own, and just have like a really wholesome summer. She kind of shows up and it's not exactly what she imagined at first, but here's all her cousins. They all form such a cute connection. I love summer camp vibes. I talked about that last month. I just think it's so wholesome. There's also like a mystery treasure map situation type of deal in this that was so freaking good. This is a middle grade, in case I haven't said that. Yeah, I think if you love summer camp vibes, if you're into middle grade, I haven't read any of Morgan Matson's other books, but this was so good. Would highly, highly recommend. The next 2 books are, one of them's a little out of order, but I just thought talk about them together because it is Call Me Can't Communicate Volume 1 and Volume 2. This is an interesting series. I do own the 3rd one, so I will be continuing at least that far in the series. Both of these were 3 stars. It's very strange. Comey is the main character along with Tadano, I think is his name. And Comey is like socially anxious, has a communication disorder, and so she can't talk, but because she's so pretty and she's like mysterious because she doesn't talk, everyone thinks that she is like beautiful, like a goddess, she's so perfect, whatever. And then she actually befriends Tadano, this guy. Hopefully I can continue and people won't be barking while I'm trying to talk. Rude. Okay. Side note about this book, or series. So this book is like set in high school. They are high schoolers, and there is like weird sexual kink undertones. I don't know. It's weird. It's very strange. I don't even know what to say. In this one, our main character, the guy main character, literally gets kidnapped and is like bondaged up, and locked up in a closet. I don't know. It's very strange, but it does have its moments. I think the two of them together are super cute. And yeah, the point of the series is they want Comey to get 100 friends, which, you know, is kind of difficult if you don't talk at all, but she's working on it. She's already has a few. Yeah, would I recommend the series? Probably not. Honestly, I probably wouldn't. I'm gonna read the third book because I own it, but I'm probably not gonna read much more than that unless I get it for free or, you know, find it on Libby or something. Okay. I literally keep getting interrupted so much right now. This feels like a curse video. Okay, so the next book that I have here is You're Not Supposed to Die Tonight by Kaylin Barron. This one, we are following our main character, Charity. She works at this like haunted house, haunted camp situation where people sign up for one of those like extreme haunted houses where they can touch you and stuff like that. So she works for that, and she's like one of the actors. She's the final girl in this haunted camp situation. So it's the summer season is winding down. She is one of the workers who's gonna help like finish things up and clean up and lock up, whatever. And like the very last night that they're supposed to be working, two of the workers like don't show up or go missing or something. I think it was two. And turns out that there's actually people like hunting them and gonna kill them. Yeah, so it turns into like a real, sorry, the glare is like super bad. It turns into a real slasher. I don't know why I couldn't remember that. The summer camp is based on a slasher movie that's like a cult classic, and the last night of the season ends up kind of turning into a slasher itself. It has a sapphic romance in it. Loved that, loved the girlies. So LGBT rep as well as like YA horror, and also so short. So I would highly recommend this one as well. There's not a lot of like YA horror out there, and this one actually like was kind of spooky. So I liked that. I think it would have been such a great, I mean, the summer camp vibe was super good, but I also think it would be a very good book to read like end of September, October time. So if you are looking for some horror, especially YA horror in the coming months, would highly recommend. The next book, I have heard a lot of people talking about this and how they're excited for it, but I haven't heard a lot of people, probably just saw it. I haven't heard a lot of people like saying how they felt about it, so I don't know how this is going to come across, but I have Yellowface by R.F. Kuang. I have not read any of her books before. This one was a 4-star. I thought it was pretty good. It wasn't my favorite book. It was good though. Okay, I can see that it was good. This book is following this girl. She is frenemies with this author who is an Asian author. She gets super big. Everyone loves her. Literary darling, okay? She ends up dying in a freak accident, and the main character, who's a white lady, is like, you know what? I am gonna steal your manuscript, even though it's about like World War II and like China, I think. It's somehow those two together. And she's like, I'm gonna steal that, and I'm gonna publish it under a very interesting name. And it's kind of talks about the publishing community and like reviewing community, and if you can write stories about stuff that isn't your culture. You know what I'm trying to say? Yeah, I thought it was good. I thought it was interesting. I don't really have a ton else to say. My next book is a 5-star. It is Twisted Games by Anna Huang. Love, let me tell you. This book, okay, so this is the second book in the Twisted series. I read Twisted Love last month. This one we are following one of the girls from Twisted Love. She is a princess, and her brother, I can't remember what the word is, but her brother has to like step down from being the about to be king, and so she has to like take over and be the about to be queen. But she also is in love with her bodyguard. Oh my god, it was so good. It was so good. Let me tell you, I heard things in this book that I don't think I should have heard, but it was still good. Very, very spicy. I already have Twisted Hate. I'm ready for that one. I just think Anna Huang, she knows what she's doing, and she's freaking good at it. Let me tell you that. I really don't have much else to say. If you are looking for a spicy romance, this is a good series. It's not your meet cute relationship type of story though. Like the stuff in this book, in this series is kind of messed up, hence the twisted part of it. But would highly recommend. All right, next book here is a graphic novel. It is, you know, I meant to Google this girl's name because I have no idea how you say it still. But Lore Olympus Volume 4 by Rachel Smith or Smythe. I've heard both, so I have no idea which one it is. Either way, this was a 4-star read. I own all the Barnes & Noble exclusives of the Lore Olympus. I think they're pretty good. Could I just read it for free on the Webtoon, whatever it is? Yeah, I could. But you know what? I'm a collector, baby. And also, like, I just really like the colors, the pictures. She's gorge. She is gorgeous. This is a Hades and Persephone retelling if they were like more drama, housewives type of drama, you know what I mean? I think I've given all the books 4 stars. They're all pretty good. A little expensive, but good enough. All right, so the next book that I have, I don't have a whole ton to talk about either. It is 19 Claws and a Blackbird by Augustina Bastrica. This was 3 stars. This is a short story collection, horror short story collection. It was fine. Yeah, not a whole ton to talk about this. Cover's cute. I didn't, like, none of the stories were really super stand-out-ish. I don't know. 3 stars for a reason. Not a whole ton to talk about. Probably won't talk about it ever again. The next book, though, not a 3-star, but a 5-star, which is super exciting because with this author, I've had 5 stars, I've had 2 stars, I've had everything in between. Thank gosh, not a 1-star. But this was great. The book is 0 Days by Ruth Ware. This slapped. This was so good. I will say, the audiobook, a bit long. Oh my gosh, I do have a DNF that I need to talk about too at the end. Anyway, that just popped into my head. So this one, we are following Jack, and she is I need to look it up every time, security penetration specialist. She, it is her job to break into places and see how they can get better with their security, and then the companies pay her. She does the physical side of things, and her husband, Gabe, does the, like, computer techie side of breaking into things. So good. So one night she goes and does her thing. She is coming out, leaving, and she's like, has like her little earpiece with her husband, and is like, oh my gosh, like I really want to get this food. Like after we broke into this place, I'm almost at my car. I'll see you when I get home. And while she's walking to her car, she gets pulled over by all these security guards and the police, and they're like, what are you doing breaking into our place? And she's like, oh no, it's my job. But no one told the like head of security people, or the head of security knew, but none of the like security guards who were there knew about the situation. And so they're like, jail immediately. So she goes to jail for like a couple hours, ends up going home, and her husband's dead. Neck slit, or throat slit, whatever. And of course, guess who they're gonna blame? The wife. So she is like working with the police, and then they're like, oh my gosh, come down to the station, LOL, we just have some more questions. And her sister's like, you should get a lawyer. And she's like, I don't need a lawyer, they're just gonna update me on what they know about Gabe. And then while they're there, she finds out that someone took out this huge life insurance policy for the two of them, and it like went through and was approved, and now it looks extra bad that her husband's dead and they just did this life insurance policy. Anyway, so then she like runs away from the police, and she has to prove her innocence and find out who killed her husband by using her penetration specialist and like she has to break into her house because all the police are there, and she has to like be on the run. It was so good, let me tell you. I don't know if you also like Ruth Ware. My favorite book by her is The Turn of the Key and The Death of Mrs. Westaway. All the other ones have been 3-ish stars. And the Woman in Cabin 10, didn't like that book. That was the 2-star. So if you liked those two, I think you would probably like this. I just had so much fun with it. Yes, it was a highly anticipated read, but I also didn't have big expectations because of my history with Ruth Ware. So I had such a great time. I did. I read the whole book in like, I think 2 days. And it was a 14-hour audiobook, so it was pretty good. Would highly recommend her. It wasn't super thrillery, isn't necessarily the right word. I mean, I guess it is, because I was like on the edge of my seat the whole time and was like, had like a pit in my stomach, like, oh my god, they're gonna catch her, oh my god, they're gonna find her, oh my god, they're gonna throw her in jail, whatever. But I just thought it was so good. Like, action-packed is the best word to describe it. I felt like I was watching a movie while listening to it, so highly recommend that. As for the DNF that I mentioned earlier, so I also talked about this in my highly anticipated books for the rest of the year, and it was Goodbye Earl by Lisa Cross Smith, something like that. So I read 54% of the audiobook. Wasn't super interested. I'm gonna be honest, I was using this as my go to sleep audiobook. And then my audiobook loan expired, and I'm not gonna renew because I just cannot be bothered. The first 6 hours of this like 12 or 14 hour audiobook, I don't know. The first half of this book, I did not care. So the point of the book is supposed to be like this revenge story, and based off of the song Goodbye Earl by the Chicks, and the first half of the book is like backstory on these girls and like going between present day and past, and like I just found myself, I don't care. I just wanted to see us killing abusive men, and that hadn't even happened in the first 54% that I read. So it's a pass. It's a pass from me. Don't super recommend it unless you're super into like long drawn out backstory. I just don't care. I wanted to get to the action. Second to last book here, surprisingly, I actually really liked, and that was a Caribbean mystery by Agatha Christie. This is like the 9th or 10th Miss Marple book. Most of the Miss Marples I've only given 3 stars, but I do want to read all of them. I own all of them, just because like I have my Nancy Drew collection, I have my Hardy Boys collection, and then I wanted to move on to my Agatha Christie collection. This one was super fun. I also read this one in like a day. So this one we are following Miss Marple. Not really, because Miss Marple's barely in any of her own damn stories. You know how it goes. So in this one, Miss Marple is on vacation, and she meets this, like, I think he's a general, and a major, he's a major. And while they're talking, he's telling her this story, and is like, hey, I actually have a photograph of a murderer. You want to see it? And she's like, yeah. But then the night kind of gets away from them, and the next day he is found dead. And so she never got to see the picture. And then she's like, starts to get suspicious about what's going on here. Seems like someone killed him. Someone killed the major. So it's just kind of figuring out what happened there. I loved the like beachy vacation setting of it. Would recommend this. Out of all of the like I said, 9 or 10 that I've read, this is definitely top 3. I think top 3. 9th book. I just checked, it's the 9th. The last book that I read this month, I actually just finished like 5 minutes before filming this video. It is the On Honeymooners by Christina Lauren. I still have a bookmark in there. This was a 4-star read as well. I will say, I have heard people talk about this book. It is a bit of an old one, but definitely a booktube darling. Everyone gives it 5 stars, raves about it. I do think it was really good, except my reasoning for the 4-star. So in this one, we are following Olive. She is at her twin sister's wedding to some random man. He's unimportant. And she is the maid of honor, and the brother of the groom is the best man. Everyone at the wedding gets food poisoning except for her and the best man, who is her arch nemesis. They hate each other. And there's this all-inclusive, non-refundable honeymoon that obviously the bride and groom can't go on because they have food poisoning. And since her and the best man are the only 2 that didn't get food poisoning, they get to go on the trip. They fall in love. It's great. My 2 complaints about this book. 1, the first couple of chapters, especially like the wedding scene when we're getting introduced to everyone, getting introduced to Olive and Ethan's relationship, didn't like it. No, did not like it. She complained way too much, which I understand. That was like the whole point of her characterization. I know her characterization is supposed to be like everything bad happens to her and she's bitter and whatever. She was too bitter at the beginning, let me tell you. I did not like her. I was thinking, why does everybody like this book? I'm like so annoyed. Thought about giving it 2-3 stars right off the bat, but I'm glad that I gave it a chance because the rest of it was super cute, except for the very end. Except for the end. The 3rd act conflict, I hate it. We do not need 3rd act conflicts. Can I just get a happy ending? I don't want fighting. I know that's like the whole point of like, you're on a roller coaster. I don't like it. Please, if anyone has any romance books that don't have 3rd act conflict, I would love it. Please put it in the comments because I want to hear it. But this was super cute. I also, these girlies, I looked it up and they're not, at least currently, from Minnesota, but the amount of things relating to Minnesota, because the main characters are from Minnesota, they're from the Twin Cities, which, fun fact, I used to live there. Like, they have to have used to live there because they're talking about like the Walker Museum and University Avenue and like the U of M and St. Thomas, all these things that like, yeah, I guess you could Google it to look it up, but like they did a really good job of, I will say sometimes it was a little over the top and I was even annoyed, but no, they did a really good job. Like, I felt like I was reading about someone who could have been like from my hometown or something. But yeah, would definitely recommend this. Definitely has some fun summer read. But the book actually takes place in January, so it would also be a good book to read like in the winter time to do a little getaway. to feel like you're at the beach. So yeah, super cute book. Okay, there we have it. We're not making any more cuts in the video, please. I'm not gonna hold them all up because they're all scattered around me right now in the mix of, because I'm about to film my book haul after this. So I hope you enjoyed. Let me know if you're gonna pick up any of these books. What did you read in the month of July? And if there's anything fun coming out in August that you plan on picking up, let me know about that too. So I hope you liked this video. Like, subscribe, comment down below, whatever. And I'll see you in the next one. Over and out.